Hi everyone, I'm the Idea Maker, and thank you guys so much for your patience and for your understanding, as I know that it's been a while since I announced that I was going to be giving my 300 subscribers special, and this introduction and this outro that I'm going to be recording, this was done on April the 12th, early in the morning of April the 12th. And originally I was going to be doing a 2.5 hour painting tutorial. That's why it says painting, because I actually went and I took a Bob Ross video that my friend Carson recommended me. A shout out to you, man. I really am glad that you went and you recommended this one for me. And I honestly was just following the steps. It did take me 2.5 hours, even though that, you know, for a painting, for a video that it was about 30 minutes, it did take me about 2.5 hours to do, because I was trying to figure out a few things from it. But I had some dialogue and I had some stuff that I was saying during the time that I was filming it. But unfortunately, what happened was that the avatar didn't take, so and the audio from it didn't take. So I'm just gonna be summing it all up here. And I'm hoping that you guys I hope you guys understand why I had to literally kind of redo this whole video all over again and restructure the concept of the video. But first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for helping me to get to 300 subscribers back in February. You guys are incredible. We are on the road to 400 subscribers, and I cannot wait to see what kind of video it's going to be for 400 subscribers. I do have some announcements that I will be making at the end of this video. I don't know when these different projects are going to be brought up, but when I get the chance to do so, I will let you guys know, and I hope that you guys are excited about these upcoming projects as much as I am. So I just want to give some huge shout outs, first of all, especially to my friend Real Hooper Knowledge, that we've been collaborating on Daredevil Born Again. This has been an incredible process and an incredible journey. Thank you so much for always being a great friend and always being there to you know, listen and to hang out with, and you know, it's been awesome. And I want to give a special shout out as well to my other friends that I've been talking to. Ezra Card 376, you've been awesome. Thank you so much for your support. To Just John 2002 on Discord, thank you so much as well. It's been fun getting to come up with some Marvel theories and just talking about a whole bunch of pop culture. To Dravix on Discord, thank you so much as well. You've been so awesome, and you know, John, getting to introduce me to you, it's been such an incredible and fun time. And of course, my friend Kai, thank you so much again as well for sticking with me ever since my grandmother's passing, and that you've been such an amazing friend. And to all my friends on Discord and to the server, as well as other different servers and on social media, you guys have been so amazing. You know, God put you guys in my life, and if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think that I would be here at 300 and almost 340 subscribers. And I know that it's so late into this. I really am so sorry about that, but I had to take care of some things first, and then I had my birthday month, which I was doing. I was going to Disneyland, and I went with my mom. I went to 90s night. Did a whole bunch of fun stuff. And then on top of it, when I came back, I did get a little bit drained, and I was focusing on Daredevil. But now I'm kind of back in this motion, and I'm doing a lot more videos, especially with Anime April. I can't wait for what other videos I'm going to be doing for that, for May, for June. There's so much that I'm wanting to do that I just cannot believe that this is really happening and that I'm here. So with that being said, let's go ahead into the main video, which is going to be me replicating and painting a brand new, I was gonna say brand new, but well, this is my first painting, by the way, which is pretty incredible. So let's go through the process of what I did and how I did things. So this is how it all started out. So you see this little mini TV right over here. This little mini TV was actually made out of Legos. And the way how I got the screen in there was that I have a Samsung tablet. I think it was an A7. So I made room in there so that way I could slide it in and I could be able to play the video and kind of treat it like if it was an old-fashioned TV. So I'm able to control the controls, the volume controls, which is pretty awesome. And it's just been such a fun thing to do. So at this part right here, it's pretty interesting because this is when I was starting out and I did not know what to expect because, again, this was my first painting and I didn't know what I was doing. This is my first time painting, so you see that I got a little bit of red, and right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the brush movements like that, but take a look at how I do it, which it's supposed to be a light brushing, and it's supposed to be very, very light. That didn't happen. That ended up not happening. It ended up becoming something a little bit different. I was a little nervous about it, but I was trying to do practice strokes, but then look, this is how it came out to be. It did not look like how I was expecting it. There was a lot more of a solid color right in the middle, which I wasn't liking that there was more of like a solid color. It was interesting that it became a solid color in the middle, but then again, I didn't know what I was trying, how I was gonna go. And then, you know, he wanted for me to, or wanted our the audience to go and paint it and brush against the canvas side by side or side to side, and the strokes being as gentle as possible to kind of make it like a mist. But the interesting part about the brown right here, the brown color right over here was interesting because the fact that what I didn't realize is that the red was actually acrylic paint. What I didn't realize was that the brown was oil paint. Yeah, it was a rookie mistake. It was a major rookie mistake that I didn't even know that I was doing wrong. So the brush strokes were off. Everything was completely off, and I'm thinking to myself, this does not look great. This looks horrible. This looks like the worst thing that I've ever made. But then again, I had to, you know, ease it a little bit, especially because I had to realize that it was my first painting. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. And then I started learning about how to use paint thinner, how to use the brush cleaner, and you can see me trying to open it up and trying to get things started, and it was pretty interesting. It was a really interesting process on how I was doing it. So you see me pouring it into the container, and that I was you know, trying to dip the brush in and trying to make sure that it was done correctly, because again, I didn't know how to treat it. I didn't know what I was doing. It was a very interesting process, and honestly, it was something that I just had to trust the process in. And honestly, you know, doing these type of projects is a whole lot of fun. And yeah, that's where you also saw you could kind of see it kind of bleed down a little bit, which was so crazy. And if you put it in fast motion like this, like a time lapse, it's got pretty interesting because, you know, you think, oh, it's bleeding, it's leaking. But you know what? It ends up turning out fine because you're gonna see it. But like I was saying, you know, when it comes to projects like these, and when I started doing the little jagged motions, I got another thing of a brown and mixed it with the red, and I was trying to get that little scraper knife tool, but it was made out of plastic, and I was trying to use that so that way I could use it for, if I'm correct, I believe that I was using it for the, it was starting out, this was for the mountains right here, and you're gonna see really quick right over here how I was doing things. So I was like kind of carving it in a little bit. You can kind of tell, like you can see me kind of carving it in and trying to make these different ways of trying to make mountains. And then you can see on here that I was trying to make them a little bit darker, a little bit more prominent, so that way I could at least have some indication, so that way the camera could pick it up. Again, for whatever reason, the camera did not want to pick up the audio, which was a really stupid thing, really dumb thing, and that happened. So, but then again, this is why I'm doing the commentary over the actual footage, which honestly I don't mind. I really don't mind at all. So as I was doing this, I was starting to think to myself, I started thinking about projects that I used to do when I was a kid. Some things were that I used to paint a lot when I was a kid. I used to use those Crayola washable, non-toxic paint. And as a kid, I was pretty creative when it came to trying to make some stuff. And see, as you can see right there, I'm also trying to draw on like the mountain parts of it and trying to make some details right there, kind of like how it looks like on the screen right there. So you can kind of see where the mountains are forming. But yeah, when I was a kid, I was a little too excited when I got to the paint, and you see, now I'm starting to try to take these instances of paint and trying to brush it downwards so that way I can make it look like it's a mountain. It was pretty cool because I didn't realize that I was using oil paint mixed with acrylic paint, and it ended up making this really nice texture that I had no idea. And I thought, oh, you know what? It looks pretty good, because I didn't realize is that it kind of looks like actual mountains texture, which is really nice. With that table, by the way, when I was a kid, I ended up accidentally painting all over the bottom of it too, because you can see that if you see a picture, if you actually get to see it, there's a whole bunch of fingerprints, or at least a whole bunch of like handprints on the bottom of our table. And it has a whole bunch of my old it's from old like 20 to 25 years worth of paint underneath. And it's crazy too. And so it's not going back to the painting itself. So now I'm starting to put in the clouds, and trying to put trying to make the clouds as best as possible. And then from here, he wanted for us to bring it down so that way we could try to make it like a nice misty look. And the interesting part about this, which I was having a really tough time, as you're going to see later on in the video, is that every time I tried to make sure that it was there and everything, if you can kind of see it in the time lapse, that it starts fading away. Like the white starts fading away slowly, and it's crazy to think that you'd be thinking, how does paint, like white paint, fade away like that? And so what I did as an extra part of the texturing part is that I added some brown in there, so that way to kind of make it a little bit different. I was thinking to myself, I'm not doing a good job with this, right? But I ended up finding out from Bob Ross that he also has the whole thing with it's a happy accident. There's no such things as mistakes but happy accidents. So what I did, right, once we got to the orange part, when I was starting to combine the two together, was that I was trying to make it like an orange sky on the top. So I was trying to blend in the orange, and then I was trying to add some more white to make some more clouds, and trying to do what I can. So see, I'm recording from my iPad right here, but then I'm also looking at the fast forwarded footage and trying to keep up as best as I can, which is pretty impressive considering that I wasn't expecting to keep up this well. But see, as you can see on here, I'm starting to put in the clouds. It looks like it's a nice mist, and it seems like something that I would definitely be very happy with. Now, when I started doing this with the brush, this got interesting, because I was trying to do the like the trees or like the mountainside area, and I was trying to bring it down the way that he was saying to bring it down, and I was trying to do it in the exact same things. But it got a little interesting because I then started moving it around, like trying to do it exactly like how he was doing it. But my problem was that as an amateur artist, I didn't really know what I was. I really didn't know how to clean the brushes correctly, or at least paint the painting, or at least paint the canvas in which direction that it needed to be painted in. So it was kind of being a little bit tough. And so now you see me with the knife right there, or the plastic knife, and I'm putting in this line for reflection lines on here, which is really nice because of the fact that from here, it kind of makes it look like there's a little bit of a reflection right there. And I did another instance of trying to replicate it on here as well on the right hand side, but I didn't add that line of reflection. And see, as you can tell, I'm trying to repaint the clouds again because there's no way that these clouds were going to stay on there all the time. So I had to redo those clouds a lot. And you know, on the actual final product, you might not be able to see it at all. You might not be able to see the clouds at all, which honestly, that's okay. That's okay if you cannot see the clouds at all, and it's all right. I thought, you know, happy accident. Happy accidents, they happen all the time. They're not mistakes. And I actually had to learn about that, which is why with my videos, I had to learn different ways of editing. And that's why when you see me edit my videos, they are somehow a little bit different than other times. But, you know, for this case, I'm actually very happy that I ended up getting to experience the idea of happy accidents. And, you know, I'm trying to experiment with editing these videos. So now, as you can see, I'm putting in this like this yellowish like color to try to just add a little bit more of like a nice in-depth look to the reflection on the water. And I'm trying to brush it and spread it out and make it look as even as possible. But I didn't get to do that. That was a very tough thing for me to try out and get to attempt. But I did my best. Then I finally decided to go ahead and do the little reflection line in white. Interesting right there. It was an interesting process. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I didn't know what type of steps I was going to take, and it was very interesting because as I was following along with the video, sometimes I had to watch it several times in order for me to know what I was doing before I felt confident that I thought, oh, you know, this is the perfect idea. This is the perfect step for me to take. And I thought, well, you know, this is what I need to do. And honestly, when I see this was the better attempt right here on making the trees and making this little reflection line like there. That was so much better. Now, when it came to this part right here, like the rock part of it, this was an interesting one. So I was going to the left-hand corner and, you know, taking it from there, and I was making the line, and it did not turn out the way that I liked it with that brown color because it blended way too much with the woods and everything. So I ended up coming up with the idea of, what if I try like a darker color? And I thought, let me try black. I'm gonna try doing black, and I'm gonna try doing it this way instead of having to, you know, instead of having to try so hard. You know, I was trying different texturing patterns. I was trying to fill it in, and I thought maybe this could work. So then what I also did was I started adding in some white, so that way I can kind of make the kind of like textured rocks, as you can kind of see on this side, which is interesting because I didn't know if it was going to look right. So then I started smearing it like this, and I thought, it kind of looks better. It kind of looks like a textured pattern, but I mean, it doesn't really look the way that I want it. But I thought, you know, we'll get to where I'm going to get to it later. So then here I started getting the knife, and I started getting that same color, and I started making a tree. I started making branches. Now, like he says, you know, making branches isn't a tough thing, especially because, you know, you can make branches as different as you want it. It doesn't have to be exactly the way that he does it, and which is why I thought, you know, let me try it in several different ways, and maybe this will definitely work, because that there's a whole, like, branches are always going to be crooked. There's no right or wrong part to it. And as I was, you know, doing this process, I was feeling like I felt like I was doing art projects again, and I thought maybe I might end up doing art projects again. I mean, it would definitely be fun to do art projects again. I would love to do art projects, stuff like this. And then I started getting this like this the yellowish color. Okay, I don't remember what color it was, like a marigold type color. I feel so bad for not remembering, but it was like I combined a little bit of green and a little bit of yellow, and I started making a textured pattern onto the rocks, kind of like grass, like a grassy, rocky hillside, or like a cliff area. And I started also using that for the tree, which is pretty cool because I didn't think about using it for the tree as well, that same color. And I ended up using that same brush for the texture for the rocks, for, you know, making like that grassy, mossy type look, and then using it for the leaves. And I thought, you know, this will be a nice idea. So I tried it out and I'm like, you know, it seems fine, but this is where it gets interesting, because when I do the lines right here, when I do the lines, I might have to edit some parts of this out because it got a little weird for a second. So right here, this is where, so at this point right now, I'm gonna have to fix things up a little, because if you see like a weird cut that ends up not getting in, it's because that the camera was acting a little weird. So there's some cuts that I might have to show, like, or I might have to, you know, edit around with. So as I was doing this, I thought, you know, the line does not look right. I had a line on there. You can see it towards the bottom, and then that's supposed to be a reflection line. But then I thought of an idea, and it's gonna come later on. I thought about, you know, trying about, what if I make an animal like a duck or a swan or something like that, and you know, across the pond or something, or at least across the lake. I thought about it. I thought maybe this might be a cool idea to try out. So it took a little bit of a while, and once I got into it, I thought, you know what, this might be a good idea. On the top, I started adding a little bit of blue. It was like a bluish color. So I thought, you know, we can try to add blue, a little bit of brown, a little bit of blue, so that would try to make it a little bit, you know, kind of like a good color. But then this is where it starts getting interesting, because I start making the duck. And when I start making the duck, I'm like, oh, it's too small. And you can tell, like, it looks a little too small. And so what I'd start doing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it bigger, so I made it that big. I added some birds on the top, so that way it would look a little bit, you know, different, a little really cool. And in the end, this is the final product, and honestly, I cannot believe that this ended up becoming the final product. And honestly, I'm so happy that this ended up becoming the final product. And then I started doing some more texturing and everything. Like, the texturing was a nice idea, and I just didn't know what to think. I didn't know what I was gonna get myself into, and then yeah, so that's practically it. And this picture right here is the final product of the painting. And honestly, I'm so grateful to God for all of you guys, because I wouldn't have been able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't have been able to take the amount of courage that I had and do this project for the Lord and for you guys. This is a beautiful representation of the creation that God makes for us. And honestly, I just feel like this is a love letter to God. This is a love letter to my grandma, that I think that she would have really loved it. She would have really loved this painting. I know that she would have. I really know that she would have. And it just goes to show that a small mistake is something that you might not think that might end up becoming one of the best things to ever happen. I know that the last video was pretty long with the cake and everything. This one was going to be longer, but I ended up making it a lot shorter than usual. But you know, I'm really happy that this ended up turning out the way that it did. Because if it didn't, I don't think that I would have been too happy about the video. But I'm glad it ended up working this way, because now I can be able to do time time interval videos, or time-lapse videos, sorry. And you know, now I can do time-lapse videos, and maybe this might be an awesome idea, which will be for the announcements. So let me get to the announcements right now. Sorry, my thing's glitching a little, but that's okay. Now, so for the announcements that I'm going to have is that I'm going to be having some brand new channels come to the Idea Maker as a whole. So this is going to include some brand new divisions that I thought about, that I thought, you know what, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I am going to be starting out not only just for the Idea Maker for Kids channel, which I'm going to put the video as soon as possible. As soon as I start having like the right idea for what kind of videos I want, the first, at least the introduction video. I at least want to get the introduction video done the way that I want it to be done, and I want it to be done in a way that it's inviting for others to come and enjoy. I am trying to see if I'm gonna enable the comments or not. I would like to enable the comments, but at the same time, I think since it's a for kids channel, I don't think I will, but I'll think about it. On there, you're going, the videos that are on here, like Oswald, like Patapotamanta, like Charlie Brown, and even Avatar: The Last Airbender, and any other for kids shows that I'm going to be getting into, like Rugrats, like Blue's Clues, which is going to be an awesome one. I'm definitely going to be doing one called Out of the Box, which is going to be awesome because it was my mom's idea. That what I'm also going to do with that video or that reaction is that not only will I be doing the reactions for Out of the Box, but God willing, I will also be doing the arts and crafts segments as well, and I will be doing it for you guys. So that way, if you guys want to follow along, you guys can be able to follow along, and we'll take a little bit of a break and we'll do it, and then go back to the actual reaction, which will be super fun. And that's going to be for the Idea Maker for Kids channel. Those videos will end up also being on the main channel as well for you guys to enjoy as well, because honestly, even though it's for kids, I think the adults should also have a chance to enjoy these videos as well. I know that other different movies that I've had on here, like Disney movies, will also be on the For Kids channel, as well as I definitely want to do reactions to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's a show that I actually started a little while back, but I honestly forgot about it. I'm definitely going to do a reaction to all 9 seasons, which is going to be insane. God give me the strength to get me through. Another new one that I'm going to be doing is that the time-lapse video is also going to be a very special video, because this is going to be for the beginning of the Idea Maker Extras channel, which that's going to be another channel that I'm going to be having for behind-the-scenes looks at what goes on my videos, how I make my videos, and if there's any questions that you guys have in the comments, I will be able to answer them on these videos. I will be able to answer them in short form or in long form, depending on what your questions are, and which will also lead to some extra videos as well. Like, I will probably also be answering questions to, if I'm going to be doing reactions to some things. I will also be using the extras for getting to do behind the scenes looks, blooper reels. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I got the blooper reels idea from Real Hooper Knowledge. Thank you, man, for the idea. I'm definitely crediting you for that idea. I never thought that I would be thinking about doing it, but thank you for giving me an inspiration for it. So the Idea Maker Extras channel is going to be for behind the scenes. You guys will see how I make my videos. You will have your questions answered, and a whole bunch of behind the scenes looks at what I do. Even when I'm doing videos that for our upcoming projects, which I will go over probably in this video, which there's one in particular that I'm super excited about, that it's going to be for here, and I think you guys are going to really like it. Another one that I'm going to be doing is the Idea Maker for Gamers channel, which the For Gamers channel is going to be all my gaming videos that are on here. They're all going to be on there as well. And I think what's going to happen is that the gaming videos were going to be on that channel first for about a day or two, and then I'm also going to bring them to the main channel as well as soon as I can. They'll probably be up at the same exact time, actually, but who knows? We'll definitely see. I think on the Idea Maker for Gamers channel, I think I will also be having exclusive gaming trailer reactions as well on there, as well as have them on this channel. But we'll definitely see how that's going to go. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff in there. But the one that I'm super excited about, that I got a major inspiration out of just my experience from the university that I graduated from, is this channel, which is called the Idea Maker for Coders channel. Now, the Idea Maker for Coders channel is going to be very special because of the fact that, as you guys have known, I went to college for 5 years and graduated with my bachelor's of science and software engineering. And what I wanted to do was, because when my grandmother was alive, her and I would be going through Coding for Dummies books, going through how HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, PHP, MySQL, SQL, and other different programming languages. You know, we would go through these books. We only were able to not go through. We were able to go through a good chunk of one book, but not a lot. And I wish that I would have been able to keep that going. So what I'm going to do to continue that legacy and to continue that tradition is that I'm going to be fully committing myself to doing the Idea Maker for Coders channel. And on there, you guys are going to be having exclusive looks on how to code. Now, I know that there are going to be some of you guys who are thinking about getting into engineering. You guys are going to be thinking about getting into software engineering, computer science engineering, maybe even different engineering majors like civil, biomedical, or chemical engineering. You know, other different ones that I can't think of off the top of my hand, like mechanical. Sheesh, there's so many of them. But I want to do these videos to where I'm doing tutorials. I'm doing tutorials like, what is HTML? What is CSS? What is JavaScript? What is Java? What is PHP? What is whatever? You know, I'll do concepts with you guys. I will do problems with you guys. I will set up GitHub repository so that way you could be able to have your code or have the code that I have, and you guys could be able to use that. I will also be able to go and do tutorial videos on how to install different IDEs, which are these different softwares that you could be able to use to make your code in, and which are going to be free. I'm going to make sure that I get the free ones. I'm not going to give you guys something that you cannot afford, especially with times that we're in. I want you guys to be able to, you know, feel like you're not restricted. I want you guys to feel like you guys are not going to be stressed out. If you're going to go to college and you feel like you're lost, don't hesitate to reach out to me on my social media, whether if it's on this main channel or if it's going to be on the Idea Maker for Coders channel. My email will also be in there too for you guys to be able to get to contact me. I will set up social media for all of my channels. It's going to take a little bit of time while I'm also doing my reactions to Daredevil Born Again, while I'm also trying to do some movie reviews, movie reactions in time for Easter that I think you guys are going to enjoy. I want you guys to feel comfortable. And I want for you guys to also be there for the Idea Maker for Coders channel, because for that one, I think I might actually do live streaming or code live streams, to where here's the next surprise and here's the next announcement. I am thinking about making a companion app to the Idea Maker channel. And with that, you guys are going to see me develop it. You guys are going to see me go through the beta phase, through the developing phase, and you guys will see me work in different programming languages. The programming languages that I'm going to be wanting to work on for the app is going to be through Flutter and Dart. I will be teaching myself how to go through it, and I will be going through the process of being able to get this app onto the App Store through Apple and through the Google Play Store. I'm going to do my best so that way I can get it out, because I would like for you guys to try it out. I would love for you guys to get to see what I'm going to be doing. With that, I will also be doing an Idea Maker companion website, which will also be doing some additional things. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing a Patreon later on, which will be for the reactions, that instead of having for it to be instead of having the overlay on them, you will hear the music, you will hear everything. You will like the way how I intended it to be, and I think you guys will enjoy that as much as I will. If it's not going to go on there, I think it might go onto the actual website, but honestly, I'm still trying to figure out the details on there. As for the extras channel, I think I might do like Q&A live streams on there. For the gamer one, I will do probably, if I can at least be able to figure this out with having to do a good live stream, I might be able to do a gaming live stream from time to time. I know that I tried one earlier and it kind of didn't really go out the way that I wanted, but I think maybe if I figure out a way to do it, I think I might be able to get things going in a way where it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And for one project that I am going to be doing is some other different things I will be doing is that I am going to be doing audiobooks. Well, actually, it's going to be a read-along. So right now, I am reading 2 books right now. Right now, I am reading The Hunger Games, which I will also be making my own score. And you'll be hearing this score that I'm going to be making for my reading. And one that I'm working on currently, which is going to be my favorite one, honestly, is for the Bleak Watch Chronicles series, which is a Disney Fairies spin-off series, novel series on it. And I'm going to be doing my own score, and I'm going to be reading it and acting it and doing my best to be able to get this audiobook / read along out before the second book comes out in November of this year. I am so excited on getting to that, but I am going to try my best to get through Secret of the Wings, The Pirate Fairy, The Pixie Hollow Bake Off, and Tinkerbell and the Legend of the Never Beast movie reactions done first before getting into the first 2 chapters, as well as the character introductions, which will be in one video. I don't know if I'm going to get that out first. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. I'm just so excited. I'm working on it, but I think maybe I might get it out. I might get it out as an intermission between them. I have no idea. I think maybe I will, because May is going to be when I do my reactions for Mission Impossible, for Lilo and Stitch, for all the movies, the animated movies for Lilo and Stitch, as you know, including I'm going to be doing Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, Leroy and Stitch the movie. And then for Mission Impossible, I will be doing Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, Fallout, Ghost Protocol. I'm missing some of the other ones. I know Dead Reckoning, and there's one more that I'm forgetting right off the top of my head. Rogue Nation. There we go. So I'll be doing those. In June, I think I will be doing the John Wick franchise. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be very, very heavily censored because they are R-rated movies. I will also be doing the Continental, which is the Peacock limited series. I'm going to try that too. I'm going to try to do that for June. I'm going to try to record it in May. And for the rest of April, you guys will keep continuing on getting the reactions for My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Spy Family, Dr. Stone, and the Prince of Tennis. That is not going to change, as well as me doing the reactions for Avatar The Last Airbender, as well as Patapata Manta. I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited about getting a lot of progress into all of this. I'm definitely going to be lining up My Hero Academia as much as possible, but I'm really trying to get through Daredevil Born Again, because these are the longer videos. And also, I have a two dual movie reactions that I'm doing with a friend, which is, I already recorded them with a friend. I'm just needing to edit them, and I'm so excited for getting to work on them. This is going to be exciting. I think the first one's going to drop in June. I feel like it's going to be June. I don't think it's going to be in May, because I'm going to be focusing on Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch. But if I don't end up getting those reactions done beforehand, that's okay, because I'm going to at least try to react to the movies and catch up on them before I do anything, and then take it from there. But honestly, I'm excited. I think that you guys are in for a treat. I think that these announcements are going to be taking off. I think once I hit 350 subscribers, I think that's when I will be launching the Idea Maker for Coders channel first. I think I will be doing that, and I think at possibly 340, actually 340 is a little too soon. I think 360, I think I will be doing the launch for Idea Maker for Kids channel, which will be more censored version of the Oswald videos, as well as I will also be doing a compilation video of all of my favorite moments from every Oswald reaction that I did between August of last year to December of last year. And honestly, I just cannot wait for that. I think 370 will be the launch of the gaming channel, and then I think the extras might be launching at the exact same time, around when my final reaction to the last episode of the season of Daredevil Born Again will be out. I think maybe about a week after. So I'll see what I can do and how I'm going to take it. But yeah, this was my special. I'm super happy that you guys ended up watching this special, and I hope that you enjoy the announcements. I might do a separate thing for the announcements, like a separate video for the announcements as well. Like I might cut it into another video as well, but we'll definitely see how that goes. The channels are still in the works. The plans are going out the way that they need to go, and hopefully I can be able to keep this up for as long as possible. And I'm super excited that we're getting to this point that, you know, we're actually getting to do this. I'm super excited. I know that I haven't been doing a lot of gaming videos. I will be trying my best, especially because I need to do Dreamlight Valley, because, you know, that game is a lot of fun. It's really stress relieving, and I just cannot wait to get to do more. And, you know, we'll definitely be doing some Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Quest for Balance, and we'll also be doing My Sims, which I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to have to make some time for it, but I'm definitely excited for it. Animal Crossing will be coming back whenever I can. I just want to catch up with these reactions first before I do anything, and I hope I can be able to catch up with them within June, and then we'll just take it from there. Anime reactions will not stop past April, okay? It's just that, you know, April is going to be more heavily focused on them. Now, May, June, and July will definitely be movies, shows that I have to catch up with, and all of that. That I'm definitely doing. I know Andor is going to be one that I'm going to be doing, but that might change just depending on how I feel about it. I know What If is going to be returning. I know it should be returning soon. I will be doing my review of the Thunderbolts movie. I will be doing my review of other different movies that I am going to be definitely watching. So, you know, keep in mind with that. I will be doing my revisited reaction to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Again, my spoil review. Whenever Minecraft comes out, that'll be another one that I will be doing. There's a lot of things I'm excited on doing, and it's just going to be incredible. So thank you guys so much. May God bless you all. You guys have been incredible. I am just ecstatic to be here in this position. And, you know, if it wasn't for God, I don't think I would be here. With that, I want to say a prayer before I go and end the special off here, if you guys don't mind. So let's bow our heads and we're going to pray to end it off. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be able to work on this video and to be able to get to where I'm at. And if it wasn't for you leading these subscribers over to me, I honestly feel like all of this would not have been something that I would have been so passionate about. And Lord, thank you for giving me the wisdom and sending the Holy Spirit to give me this wisdom to be able to integrate not only the things that I like, but also my major, my career that I'm trying to pursue and to try to get to where I need to be at, which is engineering. And I know that this is going to be helpful for me. It's going to be helpful for others. And I want to be able to make a difference, Lord. And I pray that you use me as an instrument to inspire people, to motivate people, and to help people, so that way they can use their talents to not only be able to help others, but to most importantly glorify you before doing anything else. Thank you, Lord, that we get to come together and we can get to talk to each other, interact with each other, and also be able to get to experience what you have in store and be able to have fun with things and be inspired and get to create things and be different the way that you intended for us to be, which is different. We're not of this world. We're just pilgrims just trudging through a world that is unknown to us, and that we're trying to do our best on bringing more people to you. And if it's just having conversations with them about you through my videos and through other different concepts and through reactions and through painting and through books and through music and through movies and trying to find this common ground, then please, Lord, use me to be able to reach to somebody out there to feel like they can be able to make a difference and that they can make a change. And especially if they don't feel like they can make that change, Lord, convince them and to put it in their hearts and their minds and their souls that they can be able to make a difference, because you are living inside them. You want for them to open their hearts to you, and you want for them to open their minds and their hearts to ideas that they want to be able to bring out. And opening up their minds and hearts and souls to being more inviting to others, and treating them with respect and loving our neighbors and loving our enemies. So help us to be able to find that common ground and that common balance, Lord, so that we can be able to make a difference for you, Lord, and to bring people to you and to bring people together. And Lord, please use these videos so that way I can be able to bring people together, and that it's not me that's getting the credit, Lord, it's you who's getting the credit, and that it's you who's going to be making a difference. So thank you, Lord, for helping me to reach 338 subscribers to where I'm at. And maybe when this gets uploaded, it'll be 340. Nothing is impossible through you. And thank you for always being there to guide me on the videos that I'm making. And Lord, I thank you for all of my subscribers out there, and be with them when through any different type of situations that they're going through, if they're going through heartache, if they're going through pain, through stress, through anxieties, even through excitement and through happiness, Lord, be with them and their families, Lord, so that way they can get through any tough time or any positive time that they're going through, and just make them feel your peace and your comfort, Lord. And in your name, we're going to close this video off and get on with the next set of videos and pray we get to 400 subscribers. And in your name we pray, amen. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the 300 subscribers special. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are going to make it to 400. I know that we are. I know that it's going to be soon, and I know that we're going to have an exciting time. If you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, I got Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, AKX, on my Discord, my Discord server. Also, I am going to be announcing other different social medias later on down the road that I will be using for this channel as well. That'll be later on down the road, though. That's probably going to be in the 400 subscriber special. And also, please be on the lookout for the videos for when the upcoming channels are going to be up. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe. I will see you all in the next special and in the next videos. Bye, guys.